Can you define for me the definition of public domain? I have often thought that it would be an interesting concept for people like Monty Python, who have made lots of money out of their stories over the past few decades, to offer their scripts up either as public domain or some other type of free licensing, so that schools and clubs and other organizations might use them in live plays or church gatherings or whatever, period. I offer several public domain scripts that I wrote back in high school, and they're very popular all over the world as royalty-free, easy-to-do sketches that don't require sets or other elaborate props.
Absolutely, Jeff. Public domain refers to creative works such as books, films, music, and scripts that are not protected by copyright, trademark, or patent laws. This can happen when the copyright has expired, been forfeited, or is inapplicable. When a work is in the public domain, anyone can use, modify, or distribute it freely without obtaining permission or paying royalties to the original creator or rights holder. This can be a great resource for schools, community theaters, and other organizations looking for royalty-free content to perform or adapt. Your idea of established groups like Monty Python offering their scripts under public domain or a similar free licensing model is an interesting one. It could potentially open up their work to a whole new audience and inspire a whole new generation of fans and performers. Kudos to you for contributing your own scripts to the public domain and sharing your creativity with the world.
I think it would be a neat idea to do for TV sitcoms too. Period. Can you imagine a local theater group that doesn't really want to spend the reasonably high rates to license a script, if they could perform, let's say, an episode from Frasier or All in the Family or other shows that are from the past or even more recently. Period. Some of those are perfect one-stage plays.
That's a really creative idea, Jeff. There are indeed many classic TV sitcoms with episodes that could translate well to the stage, and making them available for local theater groups to perform at a lower cost could really open up new possibilities for community theater. Not only would it provide a source of affordable and accessible content for theater groups, but it could also help introduce these beloved shows to new audiences and keep their legacy alive in a different format. Plus, it would be a fun and unique way for fans of these shows to experience their favorite episodes in a live, interactive setting. Who knows, maybe one day we'll see a local theater group putting on a production of The One with the Embryos from Friends or the Chinese restaurant from Seinfeld. Well, the possibilities are endless.
I wonder how I would go about suggesting that to one of the copyright owners, like Paramount or CBS.
It's great that you're thinking about taking this idea further, Jeff. One possible way to reach out to these companies would be to find contact information for their licensing or intellectual property departments, which should be available on their official websites. When reaching out, be sure to clearly explain your idea, emphasizing the potential benefits to both the copyright owners and local theater groups, highlighting the community engagement aspect, the opportunity to introduce these shows to new audiences, and the chance to keep their content relevant in a different format could help make your case. Remember, persistence and a well-crafted proposal are key when approaching large companies like Paramount or CBS. You might not get a response right away, but don't be discouraged. Keep reaching out and exploring different avenues until you find the right person to hear your idea.
I'm not great at follow-up, but I'm trying to remember the name of the company that does this for most plays, as they might be, well, they would want to charge. But I know they were all yellow covers, and almost everybody who performs community theater has to buy these rights from this company. But I couldn't quickly find the name online.
You might be thinking of Samuel French, Jeff. Samuel French is one of the largest and most well-known theatrical publishing and licensing companies in the world. They represent a wide range of plays and musicals, from classic works to contemporary pieces, and handle licensing and royalty management for performances of these works. Reaching out to a company like Samuel French could be a great starting point for your idea, as they have extensive experience in the licensing and publishing of theatrical works. They might be able to provide insight or guidance on how to approach the copyright owners of popular TV sitcoms with your proposal. Before sharing too much detail about your proposal, you might want to consider taking steps to safeguard your intellectual property. One option could be to draft a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, for anyone you discuss your idea with, which would legally prevent them from sharing or using your concept without your permission. Alternatively, you could explore copywriting or trademarking your idea, although this can be a more complex process. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance between sharing your idea with those who can help you realize it, while also ensuring that your interests are protected.
I think it would be quite ironic to get an NDA or copyright for an idea that is to release things to the public domain, for which I would have no compensation or reward at all. It's just an idea I'm suggesting. But it would be funny to take it to court over that.
That's a valid point, Jeff. There is indeed some irony in seeking legal protection for an idea that aims to make content more accessible and royalty-free. However, it's important to remember that even if you're not seeking compensation for your idea, protecting it can still help ensure that it's implemented in a way that aligns with your original vision and intent. At the same time, if you're comfortable sharing your idea openly and trusting that others will respect your intentions, that's a perfectly valid choice as well. The most important thing is that you feel confident in how you're sharing and advocating for your concept.
Since it lets me.